Blueprints, episode 6. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to play Agree or Disagree. So I have a list of opinions that we probably all heard a billion times. I'm going to go through them, and then we'll talk about it. And different categories. We have business, we have camera gear, clients, industry. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Agree or disagree? Every production company should niche down.
Disagree.
Ooh.
5 years ago, I'd say agree, but now I say disagree.
I feel like it's a hard one. Like I would,
Yeah.
I would want to niche down. Like I think that's what the goal is. But I feel like nowadays it's not that practical, at least where we are.
So do you agree or disagree?
I know I'm like totally playing.
It is a
defense.
general
This is the
question.
first
It's
one. I'm already stumped.
I disagree. I don't think you need to niche down.
I think maybe it's something to be said, like stylistically. So say like, right, you do like documentary stuff. Maybe you do documentary stuff, but you don't have to do documentary stuff within the healthcare space.
Yeah.
You could do documentary stuff within, or just documentary in the BMX space, right?
Mhm.
If an NBA player comes to you and was like, I want to do a documentary, and you've done BMX documentaries, to me, it's like, you don't have to be like, I only do action sports stuff. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
I think all the skills transfer over,
yeah.
like no matter what. I think I see why people say niche down, like 100%. Like if you only do car dealership commercials or car commercials, it's like Mercedes is definitely gonna probably only hire
It's a high risk, high reward. I think
high risk, but like, dude, I feel like nowadays you gotta. I mean, you can't niche down. You can't like start first 2 years and be like,
yeah.
I only do flatland BMX. Like, number one, you're not gonna have any money. Like, you're
Yeah.
definitely not gonna pay the bills.
Yeah, I mean, I think not just because you guys like swayed me one way or the other. I do disagree, but I want to agree.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
I would love to niche down because I would love to be known for like what we do, but I understand that's
I agree
not-
with that.
That's
maybe
not totally
maybe the question should
realistic.
be: do production companies need to niche down eventually?
or like to succeed in general.
Yeah,
I think
well,
it,
I
like-
think it's as you like 10 years from now, maybe that's just how it goes. Like maybe Blue Dot is just going to be niche.
Yeah, I think that at the highest level, companies are niche down. Branding agencies and stuff are niche down. We're a branding agency that specializes in cars and car commercials, right? Or maybe we are a creative agency that specializes in comedy commercials. Now, the comedy commercials can be from Lowe's to Skittles and from Lowe's to Geico. Like those are kind of different industries, but you're doing the same style of work, kind of like what we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
But if you're just talking kind of like not at the highest level, the mid-tier level, you know, like the small town production company and like the videographers, I think you can do a little bit of everything, but maybe you can also choose not to advertise everything too.
Yeah, 100%. And I was
Yeah.
gonna say, what do we define niche as? Because
Yeah.
you said a good point. Like, well, because couldn't you say that we're all technically a niche, which is like story driven stuff?
Yeah, so maybe we are a niche.
Yeah.
Maybe we are niching.
I guess take on jobs if you want them, and,
Yeah.
and don't take them on if you don't want them.
Yeah.
That's probably the end goal.
Maybe we don't know.
Yeah, we probably just don't take business advice from us, man. We're just sitting in an office with
All I know
wooden
is
planks in the background.
like if making it this far, we couldn't have niched down. Like, you know, we
Well, like literally the other day, we got a call from like a client that said, "Can you guys film this for my business, or do you just do documentaries now?" And it's
Yeah.
like,
Wolf.
well, but it wasn't like, I guess I said in a really sarcastic way, but it wasn't meant to be like that. I
Yeah.
think she was genuinely like, "Do you still do stuff like this?" And it's like, well, if you're doing a big documentary, which I guess is what we post a lot of, that
Yeah.
how many documentaries can you do in 1 year? And then it's not even that profitable in the end of the day.
no, it's
Yeah.
So it's
not
like,
at all.
yeah, 100% we do this too. So maybe if I were to say, oh no, you know, we only do this, well, then we would have lost out on a job.
It's a
Lost out
very
on some money.
hard. It's very hard to navigate that question in 2026. I think even 5 years ago, people were like, "I'm a lawyer. I only want to deal with people who specialize in lawyer video
Mhm,
ads." But nowadays, maybe they care more about who's pushing the ad. So, like the person who actually is turning your video and running it as a meta ad, I want them to be more focused on doing that for lawyers locally.
Mhm.
But as far as the tool that films and produces it,
Yeah.
if you guys film and produce video stuff and it looks good and it doesn't look like, somewhat on brand, that's kind of like we'll hire them. But then
Mhm.
again, it's kind of like it is harder if you're just posting maybe like podcast stuff until like dudes working out on a basketball court to like sizzle reels in an event and then like a branding video with interviews.
Yeah.
It might be a lot at once. Like there's only so many Home Depots, Lowe's, and Targets and Walmart's
Yeah.
companies that do sell absolutely everything. But
Facts.
it's hard to really say no nowadays.
Yeah.
And I think people don't care as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a guy that I follow on Instagram. It's I think their company's called Rabbit House. Have you seen this guy? His branding is like top notch. He's a professional skier. I guess maybe he was, but now he owns a video production company.
Yeah.
And when I look at his page, he does a lot of different types of stuff. A lot of it is outdoors, but what is consistent is the editing style.
Yeah.
So his niche is his look. And so I guess he can apply that to a bunch of different things. He does like the Grammys, like red carpet, and he does like kind of like what we did for the Super Bowl, like just creative type
Yeah.
transition stuff. He does that for the Grammys, but I've also seen him do like car commercials, and he does like did something for a drink company, and he involved skiing, but it's all like the exact same type of editing. So if you do define niche by like your style,
Yeah.
then 100%, I do think eventually you'll have to.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I don't think you need a niche in your industry, but you can niche down your style so people recognize you,
Yeah.
I was thinking about like, you think people ask Gimbal God to do like a
Dude,
like a corporate commercial or something,
yeah.
like
I doubt it. Yeah.
like Gimbal God is the most niche thing you could possibly
Yeah.
do.
You follow him, or do you?
No.
So Gimbal God is he's a snowboarder, and he films other snowboarders. He does stuff with Monster. He does like the coolest videos ever, and he's really good at snowboarding. So he does the
he's
super
amazing.
close follow cam,
Oh, that's sick.
and that's extremely niche. So
Yeah.
I don't think he's doing that corporate video. But hey, man, we don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is a slow season. You got to stop snowboarding at some
Yeah,
point,
that's
right?
true.
That's right.
Although he does travel all around the world.
All right. Next one.
Sorry for nasty. Just I'm gonna. So good. My posture will be so bad, dude. If I don't lean back.
Oh, should I be like scooting in?
Oh shit. I don't know if we're gonna post a 4x3. but-
Oh, gotcha. Coming for
Damn,
Russell,
bro.
man.
It's probably that person that didn't let me in. Like,
Yeah.
probably was blocking me.
I did jaywalk a couple times to go across the street. All right, next one. Lighting matters more than the camera.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
I agree.
The camera is at
That's an
least
easy
important
agree.
part of your production.
I agree. I mean, that is an easy agree.
Yeah, one of the first social media videos that we did way back when was, $5,000 camera versus iPhone, and you can make them. I mean, the $5,000 camera we showed without good lighting, and the phone we showed with good lighting. And yeah, you would choose the phone like 100% of the time.
Mhm.
I mean, the phones are great too now, so it's not really saying that much. But yeah, for sure, lighting is more important.
Okay, that was an easy agree. I want to find like tough one.
He gets a juicy one, Russell.
Film school isn't worth the money.
That's
Uh,
definitely not.
I agree. That's not. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's not worth the money.
I don't think any
No.
well, maybe I should go on record saying this, but most all college education nowadays is just
Yeah, it might just
unless
be-
you're going to be a doctor,
Yeah,
a lawyer,
yeah.
an engineer, or a nurse. I mean, there's really not that many. Maybe accountant.
yeah.
There's like 5 or 6 basically trades to go to college for.
yeah,
But if you go to college just for like a communication degree or a business degree,
yeah.
it's probably more worth your time going to like a trade school for 2 years or just learning all the business stuff nowadays with the
Right.
information that we have.
So we haven't been to business school or film school, but
I haven't been to technically film school. I mean, I have a
I guess the closest
communications
thing.
with a major
Yeah.
in digital production, broadcast, and
Mhm.
multimedia. Like
Mhm.
you are learning about films, but film school is a little different because they like have cameras that you rent out and you can do like student films and like
Yeah,
they're more integrated within big cities. So then you can get on set with people. We weren't getting on any sets. I mean, we were like in
Yeah.
we're in the armpit of America, is in Steubenville, and so it's kind of like
Where'd you go to school again?
Franciscan University,
Where is that?
Steubenville, Ohio.
Ohio.
So it's on there's the border of Ohio and the tip of West Virginia. So we're like 1 minute from West Virginia and also 40 from Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh is like the nearest city.
Mhm.
Steubenville was like an old town, like gambling town, and when the steel mill was hot, and then once that all went, it just kind of like abandoned, and the school was on a hill. So like the town is like pretty crappy and stuff, and then the school on the hill was like completely isolated. Is pretty nice. And so yeah, as far as trying to get on set, there was like 0 businesses in actual Steubenville.
Yeah. And in college, actually, sophomore year, I did not want to go to school. Now, I did get a marketing degree.
We were terrible students, dude.
You know, I remember my mom, she always told me if I didn't go to school, I got to do a trade or I gotta go to do something. And I know I didn't really ever want to do a trade. So I was like, okay, I'll stick to university and like get my 4 years. Ended up getting a marketing degree. But I think it was my sophomore year, I had an English class where I had to write papers. And one of my papers actually was on like a debate topic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was why you don't need to go to college. I wrote that in my sophomore year. And I'm sure the teacher probably looked at me like,
did you get an A?
I passed. I don't remember exactly what I got, but I'm sure it was
That's
fine. I'm an okay writer, so I probably, this is pre-chat GPT, so it's straight off the dome.
That's funny.
They like in my experience, professors like this sort of topics, like really.
Todd Graves, C+ on the chicken finger idea. You know?
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
Professor's like, what are you thinking? You know?
I mean,
It's crazy, bro.
and I can honestly say this: I did not learn a single thing. Shout out Southeastern, and
Not
you
a
guys,
single
you guys are
thing?
great. I did not learn a single thing in marketing that either I didn't know prior, because a lot of it is common sense. But I did leave class one day. I remember I was like, man, this was a great class. I actually learned stuff. And I realized that they showed us a YouTube video like in class. And that's what I learned everything from, was that YouTube video. So pretty much everything I've learned with cameras has been strictly from YouTube University.
Yeah.
Like, I think we've all said that before. So yeah, I definitely don't think you need film school. I think it's a great place to network, but you can say the same thing about college.
That's what college is worth it. Is like, my dad even told me when I was going, he's like, you don't really go to college for the actual, you go, he's like, because he was a manager at one point hiring people. It's like, I like to hire people that have college degrees because I know that they can start something and they can finish something. But you go to college mainly for personal development and to find your friends, to make your connections. And it's true. Like, I made connections that have made me a lot of money just from college, right?
That's good.
Or my personal development from going to college like skyrocketed because I moved away from home and stuff. So you got to figure yourself out. But I will say, in learning about the film stuff relatively in school, it's and I think this is why it's such like a hot topic on YouTube, is because it's a technology based business. And so whatever they're teaching you is only relative to the time that you're in. For instance, this guy that was my teacher, he's awesome. And he was an editor for the Discovery Channel for years. He's done big documentaries, whatever. But we were learning on Avid because that's like the industry standard. When I graduated in 2021. So towards the end there, it was kind of like, before cameras evolved, it was almost like editing software started to evolve. Like Adobe Premiere came on, and then Final Cut Pro came on, and the Social Network used Final Cut Pro to edit the whole thing in like 2008. Adobe, I think,
movie?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The whole movie was edited in Final Cut.
Sick.
And I think it was like the Ryan Reynolds superhero movie, was Deadpool or something like that. He was edited in Adobe. There was a big Adobe film that was edited. So now you start seeing other competitors to Avid starting to flourish, and those programs are a lot less complex.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like to get a computer to run Avid was like $5,000 at the time. It's like, no kid graduating college is going to buy this computer and then start editing on Avid. And so we are asking him like, hey man, all these, like, can we start editing this project in Adobe, or can we get like Final Cut? No, you got to use Avid. And it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, this is the program that it still is technically the industry standard. Like, everything that you see now is edited on Avid.
It's scary.
But it's like,
what is it? Why? What
why
makes it
is
industry
because
standard? I've never used it.
there's just so much more. I mean, why is like the iPhone industry standard, right? It's not that the Galaxy isn't just as good, as because it kind of is just the name brand of everything, right?
Gotcha.
You can do a lot of very complex things in Avid, like the green screen key, like there's like some intricate stuff for like VFX and all. I mean, Pro Tools kind of integrates with it. I mean, I can go on and on.
I got you.
But their bin organization is really, really good. I think it's better for like larger scale projects. Like if I was working on a movie, I don't need to have 100 bins if I'm doing like a quick turnaround video. And I think that's why film school isn't as worth it, is because you learn all the stuff that might be on its way out. The stuff like lighting and cameras, that'll always kind of be there. But then like a native ISO, like these things that happened 5 years later are super important, like the dual base ISO and stuff. This is how you expose your image based on the base ISO of the camera, so you can get more dynamic range. Like, didn't used to be like that, So I think it's hard to teach a school that is with a business that constantly changes.
Yeah, pretty much impossible. And I would say we learned everything, from YouTube University, but I'd say we learned way more just actually doing it and failing
That's my
over and
next
over
point.
and over again.
Yeah.
I think you just have to, have to fail.
You gotta get your 10,000 hours in.
You got, you
Yeah.
got to do it.
I was gonna say, whenever I learned, like, let's say, like 3-point lighting or just any lighting on YouTube, it's like, oh, it looks cool. I can see exactly what they're doing.
Right.
But I don't know how to actually do it myself, like physically putting up the lights, doing the angles, because they make everything look easy on YouTube. It's kind of
Incredibly
like
easy.
social
Yeah.
media, you just show the highlights. Like, if the video didn't look good or it didn't look good, they probably wouldn't have uploaded it in the first place.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to film school, obviously, but I wonder if they have classes. I'm sure they have to, where they show you lighting like in real life scenarios. So I would say that is a good part of it. I'm not saying all film school is bad for the most part. You probably don't need to do it. But it would make you, I guess, be on like. It would make you have hands-on experience with like the equipment rather than just watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just be watching YouTube for stuff that I would never. I mean, like just other things that I like. But I never have like any real world experience like dealing with it.
I will say, Stu, it's hard to encourage students to develop their own tastes, and I think that's hard too, is because a part of it's like teaching an artist is how to paint.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like, hey, man, just because Picasso paints like this doesn't mean that you have to. And so it's kind of like, all right, Jonathan, we see that you have your key light and your backlight is there, but where's your like fill light? It's like, well, I mean, I kind of liked it the way it was. I just wrapped the key right around, and I don't think I really needed it in this situation. When he's like, well, dude, it's a 3-point lighting setup. Like, so I have to blast this in his face. Like, maybe I don't. For the scene, I didn't really want to do that, and it's hard to tell a student like, you didn't do what I taught you, the 3-point lighting, and you're like, so that's hard, and it's like maybe a kid likes to have more moody and darkness stuff, or maybe another kid likes to have high key looks.
Yeah, true that.
There's really no right or wrong. I will say is when you start off, it's you have to emulate before you start doing your own thing to learn the basics. But I mean, there's no right or wrong.
I think the answer though is still no, because it's kind of like to make money doing this, the answer is no. Does it help you doing this? Probably, but like you can do it without a $80,000 loan.
Right.
Or whatever film school.
The value is just like anything else. It's in the connections that you potentially could make. But that's just up to you at the end of the day,
Are there any like famous directors that are known for like, I know this is, I'm sure, known for like breaking the rules? I'm trying to think of like
Hitchcock. I mean, there's Wes Anderson breaks the rules. I mean, a lot of them.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess most of them, because they have
There's
their own
DPs
taste,
that break the rules all the time. Like Oppenheimer has a lot of like nearsighted keys.
That's right. I knew that we talked about something, and that's what it was.
Yeah, like
it was
nearsighted key. Christopher Nolan didn't go to film school.
Did he not?
No.
Think about
I guess most people probably didn't.
all the greatest directors you could think of have like incredibly stylized.
Yeah.
Like
Spike Lee.
Fincher has a look.
Yeah.
Fincher has that look. Like all his movies, you could be like, that's a Fincher movie. Nolan, obviously. I like Benny Safdie's movie. I think it's Benny. It's one of the Safdie brothers, but Uncut Gems, dude. Everything, every frame is
he
like.
does Good Times too.
Yeah, dude. One of my favorite movies.
What's the one that
Good Times is probably my
Ping
favorite
Pong,
movie.
Marty Supreme.
Yeah, I gotta.
He
see
did that one too.
I watched it. Yeah,
I gotta see that
it's
movie.
intense. It's good.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it.
But all his frames are like really tight, like
Very
claustrophobic.
unique.
Everything, his whole movie just feels claustrophobic.
It does, yeah.
And
That's
dude,
a good
I
word.
love it. It's so good.
It's really well said.
It's so good. I did watch the Smashing Machine though. I think that was. I know there's two of them. They're brothers, and I can't remember which one.
Coen Brothers?
No, the Safdie brothers. There's Benny and the other one. And the Smashing Machine. I gotta say, I was not like over the moon about it.
Yeah.
The
Rock-
one that The Rock lost a lot of weight for, or he
got yoked.
or he got huge for, and then I guess during the premieres he was a lot thinner.
Yeah, because he probably had to hop off gear before his heart exploded.
What do you mean? He doesn't do steroids.
But dude, the best part about that movie was The Rock. Like he truly
cool.
was.
Yeah.
I think he was. The
I like
best.
The Rock.
Yeah, I think he was the best part about that movie. But everything else was just kind of like,
Dude, I a lot of his movies I actually don't really like, to be honest. Like The Rock.
I hate them all, dude.
Oh, really? Don't. I mean, I feel like he's like got some good roles.
I can't even think.
I haven't seen that movie, though, Smashing Machine. I mean, he usually does like the same type of character.
Yeah.
Like the
Right. Yeah.
bad guy, big guy or whatever, large Samoan man.
He plays The Rock in every movie.
Yeah.
Moana, whatever the hell.
I feel like that's a hot take. All right, my diss on like I feel like every great actor just plays himself in every movie. Like Brad Pitt plays himself like every movie.
Yeah.
And do you think the directors do that? Like they want him that they hire them for the role because they want them to do that? You think?
I guess when you
I
write
think
it,
so.
I
When
think
you're-
Brad Pitt would be great for this. You know,
When you're that big of an actor, yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
need
mean-
like Brad Pitt's gonna help this movie even if he has the shittiest character.
like think like Cliff Booth, right? He's like the stunt double. Who's like a ruggedy like stunt double who lives in like a trailer. Brad Pitt. And who's like an F1 driver who lives in his van, who's really good at driving, but it's like a complete like disaster to
Yeah.
work with. Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
But dude, Brad Pitt is
And he's so good.
a phenomenal actor. That's the difference. Like The Rock, I would not put
No.
on the same acting.
The Rock
level
doesn't even have
as,
different facial expressions. That's
Right.
the funniest thing.
Who am I thinking of?
Leonardo DiCaprio tends to change though. I feel
Leonardo
like.
He's one of the
DiCaprio's a
few,
phenomenal
like
actor.
like when he did like The Revenant. I think he was
Yeah.
kind of like I have to almost
Yeah.
change who I am to
Yeah.
just do this. Or like
He
Matthew
is-
McConaughey lost all the weight to do
True.
the
Dude, Matthew McConaughey is great.
Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
All the like, dude, S tier actors. Who am I thinking of, dude? The guy from Boston.
Ben Affleck?
Say more
Ben Affleck?
synonyms.
No. He wakes up at 5 a.m., works out.
The Rock.
Everybody makes fun of him. I'm drawing a blank.
The dude who makes his own music. You're talking about the dude from Marvel?
No. He was in the movie The Other Guys with Will
Kevin
Ferrell.
Hart. Oh wait, no. Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
You put Mark Wahlberg in any movie, it is 100% just Mark Wahlberg. Like he is
Pretty much,
nobody
yeah.
else but Mark Wahlberg.
man.
Brad
That's like the
Pitt.
best job in the world is just to be yourself on movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there
We need
certainly
you to be
are
5'6",
levels.
225, shirtless, at least once.
Right.
At least once. Yeah.
But then you have Daniel Day-Lewis. I think Daniel Day-Lewis, he's so good that he actually transcends.
There's
he
like a-
plays whatever.
Right. There's like a few of these actors where even Chalamet, like he's starting to
good.
be like he can play multiple different kind of roles. Like that's
Yeah.
like, and I feel like some of the old heads like they do play kind of the same role. Not that they're bad actors at all.
Yeah,
I think it's cool that you do the same person every time.
Yeah,
What about
but-
Matt Damon? Do you think he plays himself or is he kind of
I
different?
still see.
He kind of
Matt
just has
Damon.
like the same. Yeah, like you ever seen like the movie Air with Nike?
No.
What? That's fantastic. You guys gotta watch.
I
that.
literally I've never even heard
It's
that
a movie?
Yeah, they made the movie on how they signed Michael Jordan
Oh, no.
with Phil Knight. It's Ben
did
Affleck,
not.
Matt Damon,
No.
and Jason Bateman.
No.
But like Oppenheimer, Matt Damon, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of like he has like the same.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Or is
I
it
don't know.
because he's so famous now that you
That's
you
a part of
you
it, yeah.
can't like
You cannot not be yourself.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Have you
But there are
seen
some guys like Daniel Day
Daniel
Lewis.
Day Lewis.
Oh, I
I
get you,
never
I get
see
you.
Daniel Day Lewis, but also he's not really like a pop like
Yeah, but like as far as like
Yeah, I
raw
don't really, like,
talent,
hear
like this
about him
guy is
anymore.
like
raw talent. I mean, he's
Yeah.
literally the goat, right?
yeah,
Um,
he's up there.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Rocky 2. I cry every
that
time.
is such a good take, bro.
Yeah.
Rocky 2 is a nice.
Yeah. Not like cinematography or anything like that, but dude, man,
That
it
might
is a
be my
great
top
story.
5 movie. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're actually coming out with a movie about Sylvester Stallone and how he wrote Rocky.
Oh, it's a crazy story.
What a
He was
it's
working
like-
at a deli and he wouldn't sell the movie.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw the trailer for it. It's like brand new. It's coming out.
Yeah, he wrote it at a deli. He was working at a deli and someone was like, I'll buy your sugar for like $150K. And he's like, I want to be the actor. And then they're like, we want
Yeah,
to have
yeah.
Kevin Costner play Rocky. And he's like,
Mm.
no, I'm not going to do it then. And he sold out twice. And then the third guy, he let Sylvester actually be an actor.
It's amazing.
And
It
he
can
didn't
only
want
be-
to sell his
It can
dreams.
only be him, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, those movies are awesome.
Yeah.
I love.
I like the second one better than the first one.
Dude,
take.
I love
Yeah.
them all.
And then there's
I-
some movies I like that are like prettier, like, you know, cinematography and stuff. But dude, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Rocky 2, it just
Mhm.
gets me every time.
What do you think's the cinematography wise like one of your favorites? I have a few that I think about.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Greg Fraser recently. I actually just saw Dune. Dune 1 and 2. Dune.
Unbelievable.
Dune 2 is
Oh,
phenomenal.
wow, man. Dune 2 was crazy. I think the Batman is one of his best looking ones, though. The Batman with Robert Patterson.
Huh.
I think that one's got like a
visually for sure.
man, like the consistency.
Yeah.
Like every frame, you know, you see like frames from the Batman, like an out exterior scene, an interior scene, and it all matches completely. And I know, like, I listened to an interview of him the other day. He did like LED walls for some of it. The Gotham City was like created in Blender, and he still lit it to where it was so consistent.
Yeah.
And then they had anamorphic and spherical, like it had some funky looks.
Yeah.
Like the car scene with the
Yep.
I mean, it's got to be up
Visually,
there.
The trailer's
Yeah,
awesome. for
visually,
that.
I'd probably put that movie.
Yeah, visually, it's up
in the
there.
last 5 years, that's got to be number one.
Yeah.
I was not a fan of that movie though, and
Yeah.
people
Yeah, Robert Pattinson's
crucify
little-
me for saying that.
No, I kind of get it. It kind of brought like I liked it, but like it was the storyline itself, and like Robert Pattinson was just really emo.
Yeah, I'm a huge Robert Pattinson fan. I think it went
You're a huge
on-
Batman fan.
I love Batman.
You just love Batman.
I love
I
Batman.
love, Batman. I mean, the movies are so good. Dude.
I
The
think-
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I think I like wanted it to be like the Dark Knight and all those Batmans, and
Yeah.
I knew it's not that. I mean, two different people, two different directors. but
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still liked it, but it wasn't. Yeah,
I
don't like scroll on whatever it's on and be like, oh, I gotta watch that again. Like, I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah,
and it was fun,
exactly.
and
I
that
could
was it.
watch The Dark Knight
Like,
a billion more times. I've already seen it a billion times. I've
Yeah.
seen The Batman 3 times, and I'm like, I think I had enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Blade Runner is one of the best looking
Oh,
movies.
yeah. Bro.
Dune 2 also though is
Dune
like
2 is
one of the
crazy.
best looking movies. But both of those movies were good also.
Yeah.
So they didn't just look good, they were good.
Dude, I might have to say Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, the set
Visually.
design on that, like some of those, like with the pool, the water reflecting off the pool, making gold. Like the sets
Crazy.
were lit perfectly, like the ratios from shadows to keys to creative oranges. I mean, it's pretty
Mhm.
crazy. Yeah.
You ever like see an image so good it feels like it hydrates you? Like that's
Yeah.
that movie, dude.
You watch that IMAX in the first row, baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
See ya.
dude. Nolan, whoever Christopher Nolan's colorist is,
Yeah.
does that to me. Like the colors are
Yeah. Well, it's
so-
film, dude. The
Yeah, I was
highlight
gonna say it's
roll-offs.
also the film
Yeah.
that does it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Oppenheimer is so
I was gonna say Oppenheimer's one of my
visually
Beautiful.
pleasing to me, bro. That last scene, whatever reason, the shot with like Einstein by the lake.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And
And
then
the dead on.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
Oh, it's like my
Oppenheimer,
color
Cillian
grade.
Murphy.
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
It does, man.
Funny. And I said, it looks like my color grade.
Dude, all
What's
you-
that light, huh?
Yeah. It's that 2.0 output blinking, man. It's on the big screen.
The more
Yeah.
black bars, the better.
Yeah. But I like it. I feel like Oppenheimer was like super high key. And I mean, like the key lights were just like blasting
Yeah.
in every scene.
I wonder
Yeah, I
he
thought
did
it was
that
cool.
intentionally though, because a lot of it was like that deposition scene. It's like you're kind of like under
Yeah.
the radar, like under the
Yeah.
spotlight, kind of not under the radar, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You're in the spotlight.
Dude,
So-
I gotta watch that movie again. That
It was-
movie is
Movies are
it's
fun.
really
man.
good.
I love
just
movies.
incredible from an editing standpoint. Like we all know what goes in. Dude, that movie just
Yeah.
editing wise is just incredible.
Yeah. The black and white IMAX is
agree.
probably some of the prettiest footage I've ever seen.
yeah.
Did you see it in theaters?
Oh, yeah.
Did we see it in IMAX?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We did. I
Mhm.
think we went to Baton Rouge and
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah.
Man,
It was
the
awesome.
black and white was the first time it's ever been done. It's black and white IMAX.
So sick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's awesome. He's my favorite director.
He's
so.
probably mine too. And it's
It's
just
so
like
cool
a
that he
film,
writes his
bro.
own movies. That's like
Yeah.
mind blowing.
He-
Like
he and
this
his
guy
brother.
him and his brother.
Yeah.
Like they write every movie. Like it's not just
Geniuses.
him directing. Like he actually wrote all these stories, and they're usually based off of like Oppenheimer's like a 1,000-page book, and then you're
I
like,
know.
I'm gonna write a whole
Right.
script that's freaking incredible
Mhm.
off of the book. That's
Yeah.
crazy. You can read a book and like, I'm gonna make it more interesting and shorter.
Yeah, it's a very ambitious project.
Yeah.
Speaking of ambitious, the Odyssey. What's more ambitious?
Yeah,
than that?
I haven't seen it yet though. We have to come back with movie reviews.
Yeah,
I would love
it.
to do movie reviews.
That'd be fun. It could be like
There's
our,
a lot of
our-
movies I haven't seen. Also,
Same
like
here.
I mean, you a lot. You go. You haven't seen this? Like, no, I haven't.
Yeah, but I
You
haven't
know?
also seen a lot either. There's some real film guys out there that like they've
Yeah.
seen everything.
Yeah,
Film-
I'm not one of those guys.
actual
I'm not one of those
film
guys
buffs
either.
Are so
They're hard to compete with.
they-
You even eat lunch with.
they're
You're like,
annoying.
I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of time, like, how do you even have time? Like, there's a guy that I watch on YouTube, and I like him. He's great, but he said he watches like a movie a day. Like, how do you have time
That's
for
crazy.
that? But
Yeah.
people make time for whatever they care about.
Dude,
so.
I get mad when I watch a movie and I don't like it. I feel like I wasted it.
yeah.
yeah, you wasted
That
a
is
long time,
upsetting.
dude.
I really
But the
get upset.
opposite though. Like when you do watch
Yeah.
a movie and it's
Nothing's
awesome, it's
better.
like the
Especially in the theaters.
best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We should do some movie reviews. Though.
We'll start after the Odyssey.
Cool.
Bet.
Because this movie season and no NBA, no NFL.
Mhm.
We got a short window, boys.
Yeah, what are we
Getting
gonna,
it
yeah,
in.
bro.
Dune 3. Hey, we should
Dude,
do
no
a,
Greg Fraser.
we should do a
sad.
live podcast.
Who is
I'm so sad, bro. It's not
I
Greg
didn't know
Fraser's
that,
not doing the DP.
so who's the DP?
It's someone that's really good, but I can't think of the name right now.
That's weird. It's
Messerschmitt? Maybe? Eric Messerschmitt?
not-
Greg Fraser's doing this Beatles movie. You heard about this?
Oh,
The 4 movies
Yeah.
at one time?
yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Sam Mendes. So he's doing, there's 4 members of the Beatles. They're making 4 separate movies
Hmm.
from the perspective of each Beatle member, and they're going to be playing in the theaters at the same time.
That's incredible.
So then you go to the theater and see like Ringo Starr's and then versus John Lennon's, and then you can see the story told from
That's
each
the
of their lenses
coolest
all at
thing
once.
ever.
That's pretty genius.
That sounds like a lot of Beatles though at the same time.
Sounds
that's
like a lot
12
of
hours. Think
work.
about it, might be 12 hours of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that much about them. So
Me
I mean, I
neither.
know who they are, obviously.
But then you could be like,
I knew they were into
team,
some stuff.
Team Ringo, Team John Lennon.
Yeah.
You know, like this
But
movie's
yeah,
better.
he's gonna like film it for. He turned down the Batman 2, and
Damn.
then Dune 3.
wow.
Who's the director for the Batman? I can't
Just
remember.
listened to his Batman interview the other day, so I should know it. It's his name is Matt Reeves.
That's right. That's right. What else did he do?
No idea.
Matt
That's what
Reeves
the
sounds
film
like
guys-
an NFL quarterback.
That's
Okay.
the film guys lose me. I'm like talking to him like, man, I think this creator movie sounds pretty good. Oh yeah, dude, the sound was this was
Right.
directed by the same guy as Rogue One. You ever like Rogue One? I was like, I don't even know who directed Rogue One, but I like it.
Yeah.
So what about like Marty Supreme? Oh, same director as Uncut Gems and all this stuff. You know this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, the DP was this blah 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 blah. I was like, I don't know any of these people.
I just like
At one
movies,
point,
man.
I
It's just-
used to
yeah.
be on that level, and I
Yeah.
just kind of forgot everything.
All right, what else? What else?
Yeah,
Okay,
that was a expanded opinion.
let's see.
Oh, I don't think you. Yeah, you don't need
I
to
think
go
we're
to
already
film
in
school.
45 minutes.
A lot of these
Movies are
just,
fun,
like,
though, man.
I feel like we all agree on, but here's one: charging hourly is better than charging by value.
No, charging hourly is a dangerous place that you never want to be in.
Yeah, I think both has their pros and cons, but I think you got to go value based
I
pricing.
think
Unless you-
value based.
Unless you're like
Sure.
working on it. This is for like a company. If you're working on a set with somebody and it's a set like 10 hours and they're looking for people who do 10-hour days and you have an hourly rate, that's different. If
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about like pricing an actual project out.
Mhm.
I mean, I like to say like I keep my standard day rates for everybody. I never raise it for
Mm-hmm.
because I know this person has more money than the next.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think don't do hourly, whatever you do.
I think
too
yeah,
bad.
that's a dangerous path,
And people would just be like, pick up that C-stand faster, man.
right.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before, but like as you get, as you get better, and after year, you're gonna get better, and you're gonna get more efficient. If you charge hourly, you're now being punished for being more efficient, for working
Like
for-
editing, you know?
Yeah, you're getting punished for giving the client a better product faster. Wouldn't that make you more valuable? Shouldn't you charge more?
Yeah.
You can't really do that if you charge hourly.
I know we talked about The Future on here. He has a YouTube channel
Yeah.
called The Future.
He's awesome.
He's got a great mock, like negotiation or
Mhm.
whatever you call it, like mock meeting with a client
Mhm.
and a videographer. And, they basically just started out by saying like, I charge like this much. And then the guy was like, basically he said something like, I'm really butchering this, but the theme of it is The Future was like, oh, well, if I do it in less time, should you pay me less? And they were like, yes. And he goes, oh, okay. So if I take longer to do it, you should pay me more.
Yeah.
With that thought process.
Right.
And the client was like, well, no. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, it gets stumped up. It's like, okay, well, you just like,
It's a lot of
want your cake and eat it
asymmetry
too.
in that logic. I think hourly really doesn't make any sense whatsoever if you break it down like
Mhm.
that,
Yeah.
especially in a creative industry like this.
Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people probably viewing your stuff will think of,
Yeah.
especially if it's quick event or something like that, right? Oh my gosh, he's making this much an hour, but it is bigger than that. And most people, I think, in 2026 are starting to understand the
Mhm.
half day rates now more than they did 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And I think you got to be like, I'll be like devil's advocate. Well, it's like to
Yeah.
come up with your half day and full day. It's like kind of are thinking about hours that go into it as well. Same thing with the edit. I remember like you kind of like opened my eyes a little bit as far as like charging for post production.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how many days do you think you're gonna take to edit something like this? I'm like, okay, well, maybe just have a number in your head for hourly, and then just like 8 hours a day times that, and now you have like your rough figure. I think that's always why it's so hard to charge for this type of stuff, and why there might be so much difference in like this project from this project. It's not because we're just trying to like price gouge. It's genuinely just trying to figure out what I think would be worth it, like for us to do. Which is good to have your day rate and half day rate, but in the end, you do kind of have to figure that out with an hourly, in mind,
and your equipment value in mind. That's the biggest thing. Is I learned from a long time ago. It's like, take what your equipment is that you're bringing there. Like, maybe think hourly in your labor part of the bill for the half day rate. But to say, if you have an FX6, right, and it rents for $350 a day, and then, I mean, I don't really know the rates of lights, but say if you round up all your lighting and it's your stands, it's $200 a day. So just in equipment alone to bring this on set, it's $550. That doesn't count the labor, the parking, the validations, like if you need to rent anything else, if you need to hire a second person, right? And then, you kind of stack all those up. Like, say it's $500 in equipment. I need to hire someone for $500. That's $1,000. I need to pay myself labor. I need to pay my business stuff. Okay, now you're making sense of how you got to that number. Because if you say $1,500 an hour for a half day rate, it's 6 hours of work. What's 1,500 divided by 6? Man, this guy's making a fortune. But no, it's the equipment that you're bringing, the value of that for sure is really what drives a lot of the stuff. It's not cheap shit.
So you include all of that. You include all of that in your day
I don't
rate.
list that out,
Right.
itemize my client, but
That's
I
another
factor that in.
thing that you shouldn't do.
Yeah, because I think that's a dangerous road.
I just
They'll
say this
pick it
includes
apart.
my equipment value. It includes my sound. It includes my
Great
grip and
wording.
lighting package.
Yeah.
And it's not, like the attorney, like this is including but not limited to.
Great wording, yeah.
like,
I always, speaking of the future, I remember he told this story about some famous designer who took a meeting. Hey, we want a logo for this company. They start talking, and then he like doodles on a napkin real quick. And he goes like something like that, and the client's like, yeah, done. Like, let's use that. And he's like, okay, that'll be like $50,000. And he goes, what the fuck? He just like, what do you mean you just drew it? He's like, yeah, but it took me,
So
I've been doing this for
valuable.
20 years. It took me 20 years to be able to do it that quick. I mean, it's just like,
I've heard that about painting too.
That's
Like
pretty
those
crazy.
famous artists, like
Yeah.
it's like all the time.
would you have paid him the 50?
I mean,
I
think
don't
about
have
that.
if I'm,
50K.
If you had 50 to pay
if
him,
I'm a big company, I don't know. I probably wouldn't meet with the guy if I didn't know some.
but like, no, say like you have the money, you just met with him,
Yeah.
and Andrew just draws a napkin, and then here's your logo. I need 50,000 for it. Would you pay him?
I think if I really liked it and that's the product I wanted, it's like, why not?
As long as he promises to give me the vectorized version and all that.
He's not,
Not
just
just a
gonna give
napkin.
you a napkin.
Yeah.
But that's like going to a client, and they're like, we need a commercial, whatever. We need a commercial showing off our new product. And it's like, you're a genie. You just snap your fingers. You're like this. It's like, yeah. All right. Now give me $10,000.
Sounds like AI.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
I love how you said the word designer, because now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a guy in camo pants, it's just like, okay, that's 50.
Yeah.
That's 50 bands I need right now.
Right.
It's-
Right.
Instead of
clothing companies, like all of it. It's like
Yeah.
what defines value? Like
Yeah.
that's the real question.
Yeah.
That's why at first it's like, why would I pay you that much? It didn't take any effort from you. But if you're charging based off the product and based off the value, then it all makes sense. Okay, so I'd magically snap my fingers and I have a 30-second spot for you that you could put on television right now. It's like that. Of course, that's worth whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I will
because
say
I
though,
got
like
it
I
fast.
probably say I wouldn't give him the 50K.
Yeah, I don't know
only
how
because
much he
of
actually
like,
charged.
but like say that as a hypothetical, right? Because like kind of what I said, like the equipment, how you have to hire people, factor that into your costs. Like if Home Depot comes to you and was like, yeah, my half day rate's still $1,500. No, it's like, it's more money because you're hiring that many more people.
Yeah.
It's not like Home Depot, I'm only going to do a one person job and I'm just going to bump my cost to 50,000.
Well, what if Home Depot was like, man, we like you, just you, and like maybe your normal crew, like don't do anything extra, but we want you to film like a commercial for us, and we like your stuff. We like exactly how it looks.
And they say,
What would you-
I need like 3 people with me.
Like, but let's just say they saw something on your portfolio,
Yeah.
and they liked it, and they're like, "Can you just make us that?" exactly like that. We don't need all the bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Would you charge like your normal rate? Or
I would
you
charge
try
a
to
normal,
upcharge
but
it?
add probably like 2 extra people, to come help me. But no, I would not take the actual like number my business is making and amplify it by 15 because it's Home Depot. I don't think that's
Admirable.
like morally right.
Very admirable.
Just to be like, yeah, dude, I'm just gonna, because I know that you have $1 million, you make me $30,000.
Yeah.
But I will add, the more people, and maybe it's like the little things, like maybe I'll get the 3 people a crafty like lunch, right? And I'll have that delivered, and I might have a runner. Like you can add like those little things for $300-$400 and stuff.
Yeah.
But in the editing, if you want to make the editing really good, maybe you say, can we bill for a little bit more hours in editing? Like that a little bit, but to say like my actual business is good, let's make it $10,000 more, just because I don't believe that.
I don't know
People do
what
that,
the right
though.
answer.
People do that. Yeah.
I think most people do that. And
Yeah.
I think that the argument is because you're scaling with the size of the business that you're doing and there's more risk associated with a business. If I'm doing the same commercial for the local grocer and then Walmart hits me up, even if they want the same product, there's certainly more eyes are going to see it. There's technically more risk baked into the thing that we're doing. At least that's how Christo explains it. That's how the future explains it.
I would charge more.
Yeah.
Just because it's the company and
Yeah.
I would
It's
charge
not like it's
more.
a right or wrong answer. It's
Yeah.
an opinion.
Yeah.
We got our first debate.
Heck yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But it is admirable that you wouldn't. And honestly, like the logic makes total sense that you
Yeah.
wouldn't, because why would you?
Like I would, like you said, you bring more people in to make the short commercial spot better and
Yeah.
more efficient, and that's why the money drives up. But I would never like take the profitability scale and just shoot it through the window.
Mhm. Fair.
Yeah. I want to think about that a little bit more. I'm going to rewatch some.
But I feel like the reason why those commercials usually are more money, it's because of what I just said. And it sounds simple, like you want to hire 2 or 3 extra people, but that actually goes into like, you might want to rent a new location, right? So even though they like your stuff, we need to have a good location. That costs a lot of money, right? You need to get the liability insurance for that.
Yeah,
you need to hire
usually-
2 or 3 different people. You might need 2 locations in a day.
Yeah.
You might need to rent exotic animal or something. I've been on some commercials where they're like, we need an exotic animal.
need a
that's,
tiger.
that's a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need an alligator.
Well, here's a prime example. Whenever we were filming with Terry Adams, he had a Red Bull shoot. He was like the face of this fitness thing that Red Bull was doing. They had these guys, really cool dudes, came from California, and they were filming. And like, okay, cool. These guys, they do the work that they normally do. That's just going to be the crew that's there, right? No. They also had like 4 gaffers or something like that.
Dude, they had like 30 people.
They had Crafty, and then
Yeah.
Red Bull has their requirements. And so since he was doing workouts, they needed to have like a professional, like personal trainer or something like that there. They needed to have, didn't they have like these social media girls there as well?
Set designer.
Set designers, like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, naturally, maybe those guys kept their rate that they normally do.
Yeah.
But the overall invoice was obviously a lot bigger
'Cause you're
because of
hiring,
all these
yeah.
requirements that you need to have with a big company like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what happens actually. Maybe people just raise their rates
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of this.
That's what I was
Um,
trying to I guess,
Yeah.
explain. But
That makes total
It does
sense.
make sense.
But
for
what
sure.
happens when you get a client that goes, we don't need all that. You guys did it already. Like can we
because a
just-
lot of those companies, though, they will say, this is the 30 people we hire. This is all the line items. And then there's just like a 10% or 15% like production buffer.
Yeah.
So then everything you added up, say it's like 20,000, then you add like 15%. Like this is just extra.
We do
that's
that
a lot of
sometimes.
we
times
try to
where
do that.
A lot of the profitability
for big
stuff
for big
comes in.
clients. We've done that before.
Yeah.
But it's because there is a lot of things that could like happen and we need to be covered for it,
Yeah,
especially when there's
100%.
travel involved.
Yeah.
Like when we did quote for, like I guess I don't have to be specific, but we've quoted for some stuff, recently, and like we didn't know how much really it was going to be to travel to all these different locations. So you kind of do need to give yourself that
But like
buffer.
excluding travel. So like in that line item, there'll be like travel $5,000.
Yeah.
All the people, all the crafty, and then on top of all the travel and all that, it's like a 15%.
That's what
yeah,
we do.
extra.
I've heard that you're supposed to do that
Yeah.
because it was like just business profit, like to go
Yeah.
to the business rather than paying actual personnel.
Yeah.
Just like how you grow your business, I guess.
And we don't typically charge for like pre-production, and it could be like the most monstrous amount of work. So that is our sort of
Yeah.
pre-production costs. Like,
And we don't always do it. I mean, there's certain occasions where it's
Yeah, I
just
think we're
like
talking
the
more
budget's
of like
just
the
not
$1 million
there.
right.
company scales.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's when it makes more sense. Whenever you're having a lot going on,
Yeah.
you know.
I agree.
Cool. What else we got?
Give me something good to eat.
The future of video.
I'm gonna rephrase this. What's the importance you guys put on like camera resolution? Because I feel like that's a thing that, well, number one, cameras market, they go, oh, this one could do 8K, but how important do you think that is for what we do and like for the client?
For what we do, not that important. For what other people do, very important.
What's other people?
If you're doing like VFX for a movie,
Yeah.
right? Or if I'm doing a car scene in Batman and I need to have like a small camera to match the Venice, and the Venice is open gate, can I get like 2 FX5s rigged so then they can both be open gate?
Yeah.
So then they can match in the scene. Like that is where it kind of matters. There's certain, I guess, personnel like VFX guys want the highest resolution possible, right?
That
For,
makes sense.
Yeah, I never
we
thought of it
do-
from their
Never
perspective.
It doesn't really
close to
matter,
that.
but like I have a red Komodo, right? The red, if you go from it's a 6K camera. If you go from 6K to 5K, you crop the sensor, right? If you go from 5K to 4K, you also crop the sensor. So sometimes you also, same with Blackmagic, you might want to shoot higher resolution to utilize more of the sensor, especially if you're doing like anamorphic or something where you need the full pixel width. So you kind of, in certain situations, just might need that flexibility per se.
I think 4K is extremely important.
The deliverables,
Anything
it's like
after that is
right.
not important. But I think the difference between 1080 and 4K is huge.
Yeah, it is huge.
I think you need, just in the fact, like if you're doing, this is a simple example, but even filming podcasts in 4K, I think is extremely important because as you make clippables, you need to cut to each person. Just that difference alone is like huge. But I think anything after that, I think the importance just like immediately doesn't matter, you know?
Didn't Sony and Canon do something where like Canon came out with a camera and it was like, oh, it does 8K because that was like their marketing like tactic, but then it ended up overheating. But let's just pretend it didn't
Oh,
overheat.
it's funny.
Yeah.
But then the Sony
That did happen.
Yeah, and then the Sony was like, well, here's a 4K camera that works. You know, it's like, I'll choose the one that works. I don't really care about that much via
The spec sheets.
yeah, I don't care about that much resolution. As long as I got 4K.
Mhm.
Man, I mean, with this FX5, I heard rumors that it was 6K.
It was like 6 or 7 or something. But then the Sony has 8K. The Sony A1 II is 8K.
Oh, okay.
So the Canon one was the R5. And so they were trying to say Canon was the biggest one, I think, they started the DSLR revolution. So I met this guy. Sony had a camera. It's called like the Handycam, whatever. I forgot what it's called, but it was $100,000 and it can only shoot on like disc. And then back in the day, like to be a camera, I met this dude. To be a cameraman, you need to buy like $100,000 camera.
What?
Okay. And you finance the camera, but if you're working a lot, it pays for itself, right? Because there's not very many people in the area that have it. There might only be 3 people that have that camera in New Orleans. So everything that happens in New Orleans, you get that call. Okay. And then Canon comes out with the 5D Mark I, and it just completely changed the game. People were doing like movies on it and stuff. Like DSLRs are now the future. So Canon like pioneered that. And then it was like a hybrid, so the photos. And then it's kind of like they try to push the envelope with the R5. Like we want to be the mirrorless 8K. This is what mirrorless cameras can actually do. Yeah, and then Sony kind of just plays off of that. But then Sony now was like, after doing the 4K camera that works, they're like, we want to compete with Arri. And now we want to sponsor F1 movie and with only Sony cameras. And now we're going to take the FX9 down for $9,000 and we're going to replace it with a $26,000 camera.
The Verano.
The Verano. And it's kind of like you're destroying the prosumer market because do you want to get, and then the Venice, this is $50,000, Venice 2, which is like $50,000. And we want to sponsor movies on Apple TV only shot with Sony's. Top Gun is another one. And so then it's kind of like each camera kind of goes towards different audiences. Blackmagic made a 17K camera. It's kind of like
IMAX is
17K.
17K.
So Blackmagic made an IMAX camera that consumers can buy for $20,000. It's a legit 65 mil sensor.
Dude, one day
for
we need to just like
$20,000.
rent some cameras like that and just like just look at it. Like,
Yeah.
just like
All right, dude, I got a funny.
17K is
That's freaking
crazy.
crazy. I was on a commercial once. All right, I guess probably this is so funny though. I was loading everything in. This was like one of my first jobs as a PA on a big set.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me all this stuff from the airport, so I'm unboxing everything. And I like, they're like in these gigantic like hard cases, like with like the silver things on the side. And I see like the little tape, and it says like Arri Alexa LF. And I was like, oh my gosh. This is like when I was first starting out. I was like, dude, this is like when you first started out, you Google like what camera was this movie shot with? And it always was that camera. And I was like, I gotta go to the elevator, I gotta bring this up. And the guys, all right, sweet. So I get in the elevator by myself, and I like rip open the case, and I was like, I just like touch it, and then I like close the case real quick. I looked at it, touched it, and then like closed it. I was like, that's probably the weirdest thing I've ever done, but like I touched the Arri Alexa.
Dang. How much is that camera?
Oh, dude. I mean, with all the rig and all of like your cage, your batteries, your V mounts, it's one of those that you have to like call to see what the price is. I think it was like 70 or 80,000.
Are those the ones that you can't buy? Like you have to rent it from the house?
You can buy Alexas.
Okay, I know there is a camera that you can't.
Yeah.
It's some Alexa that they.
IMAX
65. The 65 you can't buy.
Well, maybe Christopher Nolan can buy an IMAX camera at this point.
Yeah.
The 65. But to go off resolution, actually, though, that's actually a good point. Segue. Arri, for the longest duration, they've never had a 6K camera. They never even tried it.
Mhm.
They only do like 2K and 4K. Like people were buying the 6K cameras, and they had a 2K camera that was like smoking all these because the sensor was that great.
Yeah.
So the sensor matters more than the image, and that's why you're starting to see people like an Apple TV using Blackmagic sensors. Like they like the Pixis sensor, the 12K Pixis sensor.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen that camera before? Like mess
No.
with it?
Everything I've seen from that camera,
It looks-
I'm like,
looks
I
amazing,
love
though, huh?
it,
The
dude.
Blackmagic cameras do look
Yeah.
really nice.
And
I
like,
love it.
and people love the Venice sensor. It's not that the resolution is that much better than maybe the Blackmagic 17K, but they like the
Yeah.
colors of the Venice.
Yeah.
So there are kind of trends that happen, like the LF at that time. Everything was filmed on the LF sensor.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, 1917, like all the movies, everything because of the image.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll
They
see
look
what the
good.
future has. I think the Venice 2 is a future though.
Yeah.
The fact that you can get a camera body and then literally have the smaller camera detached from the camera body.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like think about it, if you're doing like a car rig or something, you can have a camera here and like rig up mini Venices.
Yeah.
Like to me, Sony's probably gonna tap out. The future is kind of really, really cool to think about,
Mm-hmm.
like cinematography wise. I
Oh,
think they're
yeah,
definitely pioneering the ingenuity of it.
Dude, whenever we're like not busy one day, it would be fun to just like if each one of us like picked a camera that we wanted to try and like we just.
Do a test.
I've never even seen a Blackmagic camera.
Mhm.
Dude, legitimately, I don't think I've ever even seen like the Pixis or any of the bigger Blackmagic cameras like in person.
No, not many people use them.
I haven't.
Not many people use them.
I didn't see an FX6 in person until we bought it, until we got it in the mail.
Yeah,
Never seen a Brano.
I understand Brown either. It's hard nowadays because I think it's a lot more individualized. Like I say, how exciting the future is, and that's kind of more the future on the bigger scale.
Yeah.
You talk about the future of like you're a small town DP or you're just kind of like a mid-sized production company. You kind of fall into you only know what's in front of you. You only know what
Yeah.
you know, which is
Yeah.
not the bad thing, but it's a big world out there with a lot of different
Yeah.
competing stuff, and it's crazy. You can get there's too much weeds to go through.
I think if we actually had a camera store like near us, I'd probably be more open to like trying different things. Like, and be,
Yeah.
like I like Sony; it's always worked, and I love it. But maybe if we had a camera store near us, I can go and like physically hold it, look at it, bring it home for a day. Like maybe
Yeah.
we would change to a different camera. But Sony's so marketed, and all the YouTubers had it, so that's why I went with Sony, and I don't regret it. I love it.
There's
I love
right
the
tools for
FX6,
every
but-
job. Like
Yeah.
the 17K Blackmagic might be perfect if you need to do the Journey Ramen branding video, but it might not be perfect if you need to do like an interview that's 2 hours long because
Yeah,
that's just
right.
like complete waste of time. So there's like right tools for each job. Like I think OpenGate is a huge thing right now, and
especially with social media, right?
yeah, if you're doing social media,
Huge.
I think you should use it because then you get more.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You could do reels easier.
That would be, I think I got to learn about exactly what the FX5 has. It's probably officially out right now.
It has
right?
an OpenGate sensor though.
Yeah,
We
so
did
that
it.
would be
Yeah.
probably one of my reasons why I would want
Mhm.
that is like, okay, we know you can use this camera if we know something's going to go on social media or
Mhm.
whatever, because now you don't have to like film it vertically anymore, right? Isn't that kind of like
So yeah,
whole
the
thing?
sensor is going to be a little bit taller,
You still
but
gotta
not as
crop it.
wide. You got to crop in.
But it's like it
Gives you more width. It gives you more height.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you ever want to do anamorphic, you want that sensor because there's you're taking a taller image and squishing it.
That makes sense.
You're taking an image like this and then squishing it, so you're keeping more of the image.
That makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Let's get it.
Yeah, dude, I love.
I wanted to see the
Good
price.
stuff.
I found out the price right before we got
It's
on.
like 5,000.
Yeah, it's 5 right in the mark.
It probably would have been like 4. It probably would have been cheaper if they weren't for like tariffs, right? Because
No,
the
because
FX6
well, they
rose
wanted-
1,000.
I was wondering about this, dude, because I was like, if the FX3 is 4,000, it can't be below 4.
Yeah,
And then if it's FX6 is now rose to what,
it's
7?
like 7. It's
So it
like,
can't
it's
be
like
above-
6,998.
It can't be
or
above 7. I was like, well, is it going to be like 6? You know, or is it going to be 5? And I think it's 5,000.
Yeah, that'd be my
I'll look it
guess
up.
then. I want to do one more. We got time for one more, and then
Sure.
call it. This is my question. Would you rather be a great colorist or a great term be really good at lighting?
A DP? You mean like a good DP?
I guess a good TV, but that means so much more than just like,
Yeah, but your job is to design a lighting.
yeah.
The gaffer.
I
just
guess
kinda
if you put it like
executes
that, the answer's got to be DP. But would you?
You could
rather
say like you could be the best rigger of all time, like you rig all the craziest rigs in the world, best DP, best director, or best colorist or editor.
Who makes the most money?
The director
Well, I'm just
or Brad Pitt or The Rock. The Rock.
The Rock.
I think Matt Damon made like
I guess
15 million,
what's y'all's
honestly.
hierarchy of importance on getting like the best image? Is it lighting, being a good colorist, the composition that you have in your camera?
I think I feel like lighting and composition are like right.
Yeah, they're kind of
there.
like they're kind of like together though, because you compose it and then you light it.
Yeah.
The director Matt Reeves
But
was
you could have like a really
you could
nice
have-
looking image with light, but then you compose it like terribly.
Yeah, you could exactly.
Yeah.
You could still have a really boring image lit well, and it's still boring. You know.
I think maybe
Yeah.
composition, because you're going to need to use composition in any in scenarios even without external lighting. Like you just need to have good composition for majority of your shots, composition, lighting, and then editing. I think coloring. If they were to
I would
editing.
put coloring way higher.
yeah.
but I think
I've
can-
seen
Coloring would be stressful though. If they
I've
Russell, it's too
seen-
dark.
people turn trash.
To good, yeah. It's a cool.
Just based
I would
on
think the
color.
coloring ability is like the coolest thing in the world.
I think so too. I think it's
Yeah.
massively underrated.
Like I listened
you
to
can
this
hire somebody to do that though.
this pod. Well, we're saying like if you were the best at it though, like would you say like you are the best at being a color? Would you rather be the best colorist or the best editor?
Dude, it might actually be fun being a color, like a really good professional colorist,
I
and
agree.
color other people's stuff that's already done.
Yeah,
And I don't have to worry about anything other than
Yeah.
just making it look better than what it already does. That
Yeah.
seems like a pretty good job, honestly.
I think
besides
so.
people complaining maybe that it's too dark, but it's like my
It's very
monitor is different.
subjective too.
My monitor is different than your monitor kind
Yeah,
of thing.
especially when you.
I would
have,
think I'd rather be a good colorist though.
I think so too. But it again, it's very subjective. I mean,
Yeah,
coloring, you have a trillion different looks, and then your director DP is saying that's completely not what I was looking for.
well, yeah, I think they get on the same page beforehand though.
You would hope so, right? But
You would hope
too,
so.
yeah.
But then there's a lot of terms that people confuse. I'm trying to think of it. Like when somebody tells you the lighting's too harsh, that can mean a couple different things, right? Like it can. What does it mean? It's too dark? Does it mean the shadows are too dark? Does it mean it's too contrasty? Does it mean
Yeah, I think the thing that is crazy when you like learn about directors, especially like the higher level, they don't know as much as you think.
exactly?
So like for us as like a mid-sized production company or videographers, you actually know like you're like a Swiss Army knife. Like you kind of know a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas I say, hey man, Russell, I need a shot of Batman and I want it to be a medium
Mhm.
and I need it to look kind of moody.
Moody's
Let
a
me go
perfect
get
example.
some coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get some donuts and I'll be back like in an hour.
Right.
And then he comes
Sounds
back and he's like, dude, it's like so dark.
Yeah, Moody could
Like,
mean
what
a,
were you
different,
doing?
a billion different things.
And then it's kind of like, well, I mean, I like this, you know? And
Yeah.
so then it's kind of like, it's kind of hard to do it. But then if it's kind of like you and the director are kind of on the same
Mhm.
page, and then you write the diagram up and you say, hey, Mr. Gaffer, I need, you know, all these lights, you know,
Mhm.
rigged up above here. I want like neg right here, and I need this fill here. I'm going to get some cappuccinos. Like, I'll be right back, you know? And then
Yeah.
you kind of play from there.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's hard because when directors and people speak in plain terms, or like an agency on a commercial is like, it's too dark. It's kind of like, well, to fix it, I might need 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then you have to hope that they like it, and you got to be on the same page.
Yeah.
It is a hard, kind of feedback that you
Yeah.
can get with clients and stuff.
Well, when I film something and it's too dark, I'll just make sure to hire you as the colorist.
Mhm.
You'll fix it, and then we're all one happy
Exactly.
family.
Yeah. I guess what my point was, I now put coloring like way higher on the totem pole than I think I used to. I think it's
Yeah.
so important. I really,
It
really
is,
do.
yeah.
It is, yeah. And I think people tend to overcomplicate the process a lot. And
Oh,
it doesn't really need
they
to be
do.
overcomplicated.
They do.
And if you try to learn about the complicated stuff, you're like,
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't even understand if this guy's working in the same field as me.
Yeah,
Like,
diminishing returns. You'll get 95% of the way there
Yeah.
easy, and it's like the last 5%. You'll drive yourself insane.
And it's cool with Resolve. Like, we really do live in like a cool time where
Mhm.
Resolve is such an amazing coloring platform that you can get the look that you want so simply. Whereas 5 years ago, you're probably looking for LUTs to be like, man, this guy's stuff's so cool. And now it's so easy to learn yourself, and you can
Yeah.
control a lot.
It's been more fun, I think, coloring.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
more than ever.
But I listened to this guy the other day. He was saying in Dune, they did a film out process. So they filmed it digitally, but then he somehow like did a skip bleach on their skin tones. Essentially, this dude this colorist
Mhm.
took a digital image and made the highlights roll off like his face, pure film, and had the shadows stay digital. Don't understand how.
That's insane. That's it. Anything else from you guys?
No.
Maybe next episode we'll do a Odyssey review
Yeah.
or something.
When you guys gonna announce the studio? You guys should announce the studio.
Oh, yeah.
This
Wearing
fall.
the shirt.
You just have,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, hopefully, October, if not October, November, LA Barnhouse will be opening up a podcast studio. Well, we'll call it a media studio, podcast studio, a hybrid studio. But Andrew and I are going to run it, so we're going to make it look really, really good, and we're very excited for that. And then we'll migrate. We'll move Blueprints over to the nice studio, hopefully this fall. So stay tuned. See
Yeah,
y'all later.
hopefully more guests,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
October is
for
around the
sure.
corner, man. That's why I have
Yeah.
to say
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
that's
We'll
it.
see if it's supposed to be end of October, but
Still,
it'll
just 4
happen
months.
before the end of this year. We will get in
Yeah.
that studio.
Yeah.
And even then, like, I think they're trying to just open it to the public at that time. So like
Mhm.
we'll probably be able to come in there and like do our
Mhm.
own like test and do our podcast and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So we'll
It's gonna be a learning
fun.
experience too. I mean,
yeah,
we've never run a podcast studio, but we're very excited for it. You know, it's gonna be a challenge, but we're very excited.
yeah, so coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. All right, see y'all later.
Peace.